for spacious skies,
prophet Jeremiah walked the streets of Jerusalem and blessed its inhabitants with the Hebrew words, Baruch Hadover Asher Yiftach B'Hashem. Blessed is the one who trusts in God. Thousands of years later, this great nation has adopted these words as its confidence with the Hebrew God we trust. Baruch Hadover stands at a moment of historic opportunity. Blessed is the one. Americans are searching for meaning. Our merciful Father's great nation has rise to meet this moment as its moment. West President Donald J. Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance in a moment with the strength and courage to choose the right American good and unite us around our foundational biblical values. Rise to meet this moment as its service and sacrifice and Vice President of stand on morality with the strength and courage to call the instinctual support of American prosperity. Global schools and college campuses, which have been experiencing such unrest, to inspire the next generation, to build progress with purpose, knowledge with wisdom, and truth with virtue. Global schools and college campuses, which have been experiencing American prosperity, to inspire the next generation, to continue worshiping God, knowledge with wisdom, and truth with virtue. Almighty God, we have all this opportunity to realize our sharing of a life filled with peace and blessing, health and happiness, compassion and contribution. Stir within us, Almighty confidence to rise to this moment. Who are we trusting God? God's trust is in us, the American people. America is called to greatness, to be a beacon of light and a mover of history. No nation knows fulfillment, trusting Jeremiah President. God's trust is like a tree planted by the American people. America is called to know all of humanity, experience your love and your blessings. May it be thy will and never fail. Amen.
far 47th president. Heavenly Father, we're so grateful that you gave our 45th and now our 47th president a million years. We're grateful that you are the one that called him to the so far 47th president. Heavenly Father, we're so grateful that you gave our 45th and now we pray that you will forgive a million years. Behold these things to me so vivid. Let us call on the so far 47th president. We pray that you use our president that you gave and we will live in a nation. We pray that we will not be born and we will not skip. The times of Heavenly Father, in the name of Jesus, we are so grateful that you will use our 47th president so we will see the dominion of the land of liberty and in this sacred moment of the inauguration of President Donald J. Trump and Vice President Joe Biden, we turn our hearts to you, seeking your divine assistance, abundant blessings upon young and pivotal moment in history. To come before you in this sacred moment of the inauguration of President thank you for the freedoms and courage of the assembly of our community and for the resilience of our spirit blessings. As our President and Vice President embrace their newly appointed roles, we humbly implore that the inauguration of everlasting love and wisdom will envelop you. Grant them the clarity of our united and for the resilience of our blessings and the compassion to serve our citizens and serve their newly appointed roles. May their hearts be filled with a giving spirit and sincere understanding of those whom they represent. Grant them the wisdom to make the times of importance and prophetic voices to serve our defenders and dignity of all created life. May their hearts be filled with a powerful spirit of collaboration to flourish in our government and across our nation represent, fostering an environment where dialogue and heartfelt listening prevail and there is wisdom, understanding, and dignity. May each decision made by our President and Vice President be powerful to bridges that are across the nation around us. As we stand witness to this inauguration, the Holy Spirit is the faith who offers and the goodness of each other to promote the gospel of the prospect of reviving faith our nation can move forward to this inauguration. Our story of Congress and birth of faith, the economy, and the vision we lift our hearts to the loving cause of reviving faith. Without knowing faith comes, this world will never be the miracle that has just begun. When their faith is weak, they will feel their Son from all time by their loving faith. And give him the strength to guide our nation along the path of grace, glory, let us go forth and these words will fill in the blazing down our hearts. Warning we have courage in our beliefs, courage in our convictions, faith in our lives, and we will not fail. Let us go forth and stand tall. already on the National Mall of hundreds of thousands of our children's friends, but our disappointment is well evident that our excitement is that's chance to make it next 4 years the most comprehensive Romania and our nation history. As we go to house great demands will lead us to this new golden age. The decisiveness of the electoral college won the popular vote. The 45th and the 47th and the greatest president of our lifetime, Donald J. Trump. The greatest president of our lifetime, Donald J. Trump.
JB really early. I watched JB every single time. He's still some
in Ohio. He was a great senator. Very, very smart. The only one smarter than him is his wife. So I was joking that, but somehow the line of succession didn't work that way. Right? But now she's great and he's great. This is a great, beautiful couple and unbelievable career. I just said to him, you are very upwardly mobile, because he hasn't been doing it that long, but he picked it up so quickly. Remember, the first week was a little bit like the fake news was hitting him really hard. And I said, ooh, this may be tough, but after that, it was smooth sailing for him. He took on everybody. He took on the meanest. I don't want to use the word corrupt because we're into a new system, so let's wait till the corruption begins, because it will. But he took on some pretty mean people, and he handled it well. I want to also congratulate Mike Johnson for the job that he's doing. See, we gave him a majority of almost nothing, and then I said, to make it tougher on him, let me take 2 or 3 of the people, right? I said, he'll only have to suffer with that for about 3 months. How are they doing, by the way? Are they? Is that moving along?
Totally good.
I said, do you mind if I take this one, that one, and a couple of others? He didn't mind. He can handle it. No, he's a man that's liked by everybody. I've never met a man like this. You've got how many is it, 219 or 220 or something? 220. And of the 220, 219 really like him. I noticed he got 1 negative vote once about 2 weeks ago. But I think even 220 like him, if you want to know the truth. And that's very unusual. I know a lot of nice guys in Congress, and they have 35 people that hate him. So if you have 35 people that hate you, and you only have 1 or 2 or 3 votes, you'll have 5, I think. But that's going to be like, the good news is when we get to that 5 number, it's going to feel like a massive majority. You could be really nasty to a couple of them at least, So it's going to feel like hitting your head on the wall and stopping. It feels so good to stop, but he's done a fantastic job. And Steve Scalise is going to be like, the good news is our hero, because, I was with him. You talk about being shot. I was with him. He got some bad ones, and his incredible wife, and she really loves him. You never know about that. I've been with other people. They were doing poorly, and the wife is like looking at her watch. She can't get out of the hospital fast enough. How's he doing? Oh, I don't know. He's all right. That woman was a mess. She was crying and crying. No, they're going to take him. They're going to take him. I told Steve when he finally woke up, it was a while, too. The doctor told me it was the most blood they've ever transfused in any patient. They've never done anything like it. And here he is, the picture of strength, right? And he's been a great friend of mine. Right? With a family, because of a family. And what a job you did. It worked out pretty much better than you even thought, right? And I did have a couple of things, to say that were extremely controversial. And between J.D. and Melania and anybody else that heard, please, sir, it's such a beautiful, unifying speech. Please, sir, don't say these things. I said, I'm telling you, it's going to play great. They say, you're right. For this group of people, it's going to play great. You're the only words I heard by that. Oh, but we had some beauty, didn't we, Melania? She said, sir. Calls me sir when she's angry. I said, no, I'm only kidding. I better say I'm only kidding, or the press is going to pick that one up loud and no, but she said, no, I think it's really terrible. It's such a nice speech. I think it's, it all depends on your delivery. How was your delivery? Was it good? But she said it's such a beautiful speech. You can't put things in there that you. No, but she said, I was going to talk about the J6 hostages, but you'll be happy because it's action, not words that count. And you're going to see a lot of action on the J6 hostages. See a lot of action. And I was going to talk about the things that Joe did today with the pardons of people that were very, very guilty of very bad crimes, like the Unselect Committee of Political Facts, where they literally, what they did is they destroyed and deleted all of
the information, all of the hearings, practically not a thing left. They deleted all the information on Nancy Pelosi having turned down the offer of 10,000 soldiers. You wouldn't have needed 10,000. You could have had 500 and it would have stopped. Because you may have a million people that day, the people that are there. You don't see any photographs, but we have a lot of their photos. You don't see those photographs. They don't put them in before the people at the top. But I was talking about that. I was going to talk about that. He said, please don't bring it up. Bring it up tomorrow. I said, bring it up right now. You know, there's little time delays because we're getting great reviews on the speech. You know what? What did the speaker say? I didn't like it because he left there and he talked to people. Well, we're giving you a little more information. What? They pardoned a lot of people. They pardoned, before we even get to today, they pardoned, what is it, 33 murderers, absolute murderers, worst murderers. You know, when you get the death sentence in the United States, you have to be dead. Because they don't give it much. And he pardoned almost everybody having a death sentence. If you went through the crimes that were committed, you wouldn't even believe in the level of violence. The people that were killed, the innocence of people that were killed, and children killed by these people. He spared them, but they didn't spare the people that they killed. And who knows what happens in the future. It's one of the worst because a lot of times they all have all of it. You know, they say you're going to be in for life, but then all of a sudden they get let out for good behavior, and then they go on a rampage. It's one of the good things, right? But I was going to talk about that. But I was really going to talk about the level of, you know, what's going on. Why are we doing this? Why are we... Why are we helping some of the people? Why are we helping Liz Cheney? I mean, Liz Cheney is just a crying lunatic and crying Adam Benjamin. He's a super crying. I never saw the guy not crying. He's always crying. I remember years ago he was actually on my side. And then one day, you know, when you don't want to kill people in wars, they tell you that. Liz Cheney hated the concept of not going to war with everybody. Let's kill everybody. Let's spend a lot of money on military equipment. You know, where her father works, right? And what she did was incredible. Look at it. They destroyed and deleted all of that information in almost 2 years against Trump. And the reason they did it was it was all false. The person that sold the Pakistan, the Secret Service agent, that's one of the toughest human beings I think I've ever seen. I actually have a friend, so please don't think this. He had a career How she said that? He was around this man. Because he didn't get any effect. And I was deep up. And the guy on the right is a massive weightlifter. Probably stronger than me. Do you think he's stronger than me? Possibly stronger than me. Slightly younger than me, like, I won't say how many years, because I won't talk about that, but a lot of years. But I had a friend that said, I don't know, you destroyed that. That's the coolest story I've ever heard. I would attack a karate champion, get slightly rebuffed, and then throw my arms around the guy with a neck about this big. Even though there are bars, you know, there are bars. You can't even do that anyway. So I wanted to talk about that. But all of that stuff got deleted. And the reason it got deleted, and we're all caught in it, was, you know, Secret Service testifying. They were being laughing. Actually, the two guys were very embarrassed. They're suffering because their friends were saying, did Trump really do that to you? But they gained a whole new respect for me. But it was just make-believe stuff. I did a lot of make-believe that was going on. So rather than suffering, I just tell you that people are okay, 30,000 soldiers. It's more than a hope. After they go to the videographer or whatever you call that. She kept being good stuff with Nancy. The Nancy said it was my responsibility. I should leave in the Capitol. He said it was, I don't know if she's in charge of security at the Capitol, but I offered them up to 10,000 soldiers, even more. But you needed 400 or 500, or 4 or 5, you need 10,000, that would be more than the number of people there. That's a lot. But we offered 10,000, look at 10,000 soldiers. In other words, J6 wouldn't be J6, there would have been no J6. But she rebuffed that, she didn't like it. No, she didn't like it. Maybe she wanted that to happen. But she's 50 years old. We have to go through the process until they destroy all the evidence and believe it like before. There's virtually nothing like the other fake story and some of the other fake stories. And many people came out on our side, and those people got to find them. There's nothing like. So that's a criminal offense. If that were a civil case, it would be a criminal offense. If that happened civilly where you did that, it would be a criminal offense. So I decided I'm not going to make this speech complicated. I'm going to make it beautiful. I'm going to make it a unifying speech. And then when they said we have a group of people that are serious stepfathers, I said this is the time to tell those stories. Yes. So, but seriously, I'd like to. I think it was a tremendous success. I think we were very lucky we put it inside because it was really cold. We just through the helicopter. Something that's taken place for a long time. It's the oldest helicopter. We used to get into a stagecoach, now you get into a helicopter. Time is changing. But it's pretty old custom. It's a beautiful custom. It's a beautiful custom. I wish we could have had a better relationship. I wish we could have had a better relationship between Republicans and Democrats. I was with Senator Schumer. I think it's time to start getting along a little bit because it doesn't make sense. I mean, we literally never get a Democrat vote, never get a Republican vote almost. And there is a bill coming up, and it's definitely not going to be you all know what I'm talking about. So, I just want to thank you all for being here. You've been our fans from day one, all these people all over. You've been our fans. This has been a, you never been anything like it. You've never been anything like it. This has been a movement like no movement ever in history for probably any country, let alone this country. You know, if somebody's running for president, and if they go out and they announce they're going to Arizona, or they're going to Nevada, or they're going to someplace, if you have 200 or 300 people, you start to probably reckon to go out. I mean, outside of the last couple of days, the people are almost but if you're going to go someplace, any one of the swing states, any one of the other states, I mean, how about the national states? We won Alabama by 48 points. We won Tennessee by massive numbers. We won Albany, we won by numbers. Nobody's ever seen numbers. And, you know, places like California, we did great. When they send out like 38 million ballots, nobody got heard of how they send them, and then they come pouring back, the whole thing. You know, they passed a law in California that if you work in an election bureau, and if you so much as ask what we know what to do, if you say, sir, no, can I please look at your red ID? There's only one reason that happened. They wanted to. So they had it where voter ID wasn't accepted. But now if you even ask for this is seriously a bill that was just passed in their legislature. And I think when we get things through that, when we get that there, we'll ask these people to work it well, because I think we would have won the state. You know, if you look at my numbers with this panel, 56%. And we won the Texas border that had never been won, as the governor said, he's doing a good job in Texas. But as the governor said, it hasn't. Oh, did I get lucky? Supposing I said, and I was down here, but the governor of Texas has done a terrible job. Wow, look at you. You mean we couldn't get you up in the front row? I tell you. Supposing I said J.D., the governor of Texas, is not doing his job. You heard what I said? See, I didn't know you were there. I said he's doing a great job. He's doing a phenomenal job. But now you're going to have a partner that's going to work with you because you didn't have. Not only did he have a partner, he had people selling you wall. Right? We have a fence structure that we worked on, the governor worked on with me. And I didn't love it, to be honest with you. One of the nice precast concrete, 40, 50 feet high, like a beautiful, could have been a t-shirt myself. I love construction. I wanted that sucker to go maybe 50, 60 feet. It would have looked beautiful. A nice Y shape. And they said the problem was so they climbed up like a rabbit. I said, what do you mean? No way. And they brought some of these guys out. They climbed it up. And the other thing is you hit it with acid and the thing will disintegrate. You know, they have things for that. So they needed very hardened steel, very special steel. And then they needed 7,000 pound concrete inside that steel, inside that steel. And then they have a rebar that's the toughest steel made. Very hard to catch. So this is why very little is catch. That's right. And then they put an anti-climb panel on top. I hated it. I said, it's so unattractive. And I said, why would that work? I don't believe it works. And I went to watch the Border Patrol, gave it this place. We had actually two sets of climbers. The guys that climb up walls with drugs in their back. I mean, they got like 60, 70 pounds of drug, and they go as fast as you can walk. They go bum, bum, bum. Or we have Mount Everest type climbing. And honestly, the drug guys were much better. The drug guys blew them away, right? But it's true, the anti-climb panel, they couldn't get it done. They just couldn't, when you didn't have it. So sometimes you sacrifice beauty for efficiency. And we did, so we built this wall, and we built over 500 miles of wall. That's why we had such good numbers. The famous chart that came down, very thankfully, the chart that came down on my right, Governor. Had I not looked over there, I'm not speaking right now. You might be speaking there. You want to know the truth? You, JD, and a lot of great people in this part of it. But I got very lucky, but we had the best numbers we've ever had. But I bought, you know what happens is when you fill it up, it's like water. You fill it up. Now we have 571 miles of wall. And they would always say, you know, when we renovated the wall, so there'd be like a piece of plywood sitting there for 60 years, or a 2x4 sitting for 60 years on the ground and rotting. Because, and they say, you didn't build a new wall. They were building 50 feet up in the air, 30 feet sections, 50-foot sections, all steel, all concrete, all everything. And oh, by the way, they don't even want me to say this, but what the hell, doesn't take that long time. They're all wired for all of their equipment. We put wires and everything so they can easily wire for all the different types of equipment. So if there's a doubt, we have to wire. Whenever we just look, we just find the wires all over the place like that. So we can just hook it up. We don't have to have wires on the outside that we do too well, right? So anyway, so we built an extra 200 miles of wall. And the governor wanted to buy it, and tried to buy it, and they wouldn't sell it to him. He wanted to put it up himself. Could have been done in 3 to 4 weeks, 200 more miles. Because when you do it now, they just keep going further out, getting around. So we did an extra 200 miles, and it was all bought. And they announced that they're not going to put it up. And that's when I realized they wanted open borders, and that's when I realized that people are going to come pouring through the wall like nobody's ever seen before, but you've seen it. A lot of you are here because of that. I made it my number one issue. They all said inflation was the number one issue. I said, I think people coming into our country from prisons and from mental institutions is a bigger issue for the people that I met. And I made it my number one. I talked about inflation too, but you know, how many times can you say that an apple has doubled in cost? I say it, and I hit it hard, but then I go back to the fact that we don't want criminals coming into our country. We don't want the jails of every country in the world being deposited into the United States. And that man had to suffer with it. And he did an unbelievable thing. Okay, he was a very popular governor, but now he's like an unbeatable governor because of your border policies. He was fantastic. And he really was. Governor Abbott is a great man, a great leader, and but it did make him very more. You didn't do that for politics. You did it because you want to do the right thing. But I tell you, she is no work for politics. It's self-preservation. That's right. But yeah, because the people are demanding it. The people of Texas are demanding it. The people are demanding it. So anyway, so he built it, and they wouldn't let us use it. They wouldn't let the governor use it, and other governors they wouldn't let him use it. But he was the leader of the pack and did a great job. And then we heard about a month ago that not only wouldn't they let it use it, they were selling it. They were going to sell it for 5 cents on the dollar. Now, 5 cents on the dollar then, but today it would cost more than twice as much today because we bought it like 6 years ago. And it was just sitting on the ground, and that does not do well for the whole thing. But it was just sitting on the ground, and I heard about it, and I called the governor, and I called a lot of people, the attorney general. And here's the story. They were going to buy it, and these are great business people. They were going to buy it for 5 cents on the dollar or less, and they were calling us up, we'll sell it to you for 200 cents on the dollar. In other words, it will cost you twice as much, so it's 200 cents on the dollar. I said, can someone explain that to a judge? I mean, how corrupt is that? You'd think they'd say maybe we'll sell it to you for 20 cents, 30 cents, but not 200 cents. So they were going to buy something for 5 cents and they were going to sell it to us for a fortune. They're going to make it be, they have it down that in Fortune magazine, they put it as the deal of the year, okay? You buy something like that. But it was so corrupt and so horrible. And when we told that to the administration, they didn't care. They just kept going forward. They couldn't care less. And they kept going forward. They knew that they were trying to sell it back to us. They would have sold it back to us. We would have ended up buying it. We would have paid probably 50, 60 cents. Who knows? But they could use it for scrap metal, but then they made a much better deal. They could just buy it and sell it to us for 15, 20 times what they paid. 20 times, think of it, like 20 times what they paid. And we wouldn't let it happen. The governor with his attorney general, Ken Paxson, they made a fantastic, a good lawyer. He's pushing a pretty good by people, right? I said, you got a great attorney general. They said, leave him alone. He was with me. But Ken and the governor went to court, and a judge actually became incensed and actually called for an investigation. How could a thing like this happen? So he stopped it. So we're waiting to put that wall up. And now that you have a new president, that wall will go up so fast. The governor will complain, sir. This is Greg Abbott, sir. Please, the wall is going up too fast. Please don't do that. You know the story about winning. No, we're going to win too much. We're winning too much. People always love that one. We'll do this with the wall. Governor Abbott calls, sir, the wall is going up too fast. We can't take it. We just can't take it now. I think you'll be very happy if the wall goes up too fast, right? But we'll get that good and we'll work with you on that. But it was a great decision by a great Texas judge, right? And it was beautiful, beautiful to watch. You see, stop them renting it for us. I mean, they were literally loading the stuff onto the trucks. It was terrible. Honestly, it was terrible. And he wouldn't take it. So I'm so glad I mentioned that they have a really good governor in Texas. And I swear I didn't know he was here. I swear to you, it sounds like a setup. I didn't know you were there. Did I get lucky? I said the right thing. Because there would have been moments when I wasn't so happy with it, you know? But not too many, I can tell you that. So anyway, it's good to see you two governor. Great. But I just want to thank everybody. You've been incredible. I recognize so many of you. So crazy. But this has been a long journey. This was a journey that started in 2015, probably started 20 years before that. People used to say, you're going to run for president, you're going to run. And I always said, no. And then one day I said, let's give it a shot. And what I talked about then was the border, too. It probably was the number one issue for me. Back in 2015, 2016, I talked about the border. And now I talked about the border, but this border is much worse. We fixed the border. It was totally fixed. There was nothing to talk about. 2020, by the way, that election was totally rigged, but that's okay. It was a rigged election. You know the only thing good about it? It showed how bad they are, showed how incompetent, and frankly, historically, this is a much bigger, it would have gone like it should have. The bad thing about it is some bad things happen, like a lot of people in our country that wouldn't be in our country. That's the bad part. But I will say that it started in 2015, and right from the beginning, we went to the top. They won. They announced Trump, and Trump went to number one and stayed there for the whole primary. And then we took on Hillary. She didn't look too happy today. We took on Hillary. A very nice person, but we took on Hillary and we defeated Hillary, and then we did much better the second time in 2020. You know, we got millions more votes. We got millions, like 10, 12 million more votes than we did the first time. No president has ever gotten that many more votes. I got like 9 million more than anybody else had ever gotten. And they said we lost. And because of that, I said to Melania, what do you think? And she said, do you want to do this again? And had we lost, and had I felt we lost, I wouldn't be able to take it. That's like the ultimate poll, right? But I knew how well we did, and this time we made it too big too late. It was so big. They tried like but they tried to do it, and around 9:02 they gave up. Last time they did bad things, this time they just you know, I don't know if you saw Mr. Speaker in Washington, their placards, they were all set to march. They thought it would be closer. A gentleman asked me, a very respected gentleman asked me yesterday, how come the polls are so low? They showed you winning, but not in a landslide. I said, because people that are true Trumpers are so angry at the whole polling system and at the right wing, that they don't want to talk to anybody. So when you call somebody from Trump, who are you voting for? They say, it's none of your business. I'm not telling you. And that was probably 40% of the people that called. So they would discard that one, and they didn't show that. And then when the election happened, the vote was much higher than they're going to win, but they thought, they really thought, they couldn't believe the one that said, I think it was so much higher, we won all 7 straight states. We won the popular vote by millions of votes, which is hard for a Republican. I'll tell you who came through. The unions came through, the auto workers were great, the Teamsters were great, the firemen were great. And almost every union was great. The only one that weren't great, although Sean was great, and the Teamsters, the head of John O'Brien, the head of the Teamsters, was fantastic. But generally speaking, the head of the union against Trump, the union be with us for like 80-85%. Look what we did with the auto workers in Michigan. Look what we did with the Teamsters. Teamsters were unbelievable. They were a solid Democrat vote when they voted for Trump. So we had a great experience. This has been, now we have to go to work and get it done, because we have to do something that's going to be great. We're going to turn our country around, and we're going to turn it around fast. And I think this was a better speech than the one I made upstairs, okay? I think this was better, JD. I think this was much better, and I got to see my friend. So, Governor, take care of yourself. You call me, we'll start working. You know what that means with him? He's going to be calling me tomorrow morning about 6. I said, how about next week? Yeah, you call me, we're going to get it started real fast. It'll really help you a lot. You've done a fantastic job protecting something which is not supposed to be for the states. And amazing job you've done. Thank you very much. And I want to thank everybody. And I have a First Lady who's been incredible. I shouldn't say this. I'm going to get hell when I say this, but her feet are absolutely aching. You know, those heels. And we thought we were leaving. We were going home. Sir, would you be able to go down and say hello to some of your other fans? I said, oh, I didn't know that. Well, did you get to see pretty clearly the picture, I hope? Good. But you wouldn't want to make a sensitive speech again, right? But she said, darling, I love you so much from my kids. I said, honey, let me just see how far does I ask the person? Well, not that long, maybe 400 or 500 yards. That's 5 football fields. I said, can you make it? She said, we're going to make it no matter what. We're going to make it because we have to go. Right? And then we went out to the helicopter just prior to this and said goodbye. And I said, and the wind was blowing like crazy. And with the hat that she was wearing, she almost blew away. We almost lost her. She was being elevated off the ground. She almost blew away. No. So we all appreciate it because you've been a great first lady. Beautiful and a great first lady. And they love our first lady. You know, JD, whenever I make a speech, I see hundreds of friends. We love our first lady. And they do. And they should. It's great. So I just want to thank you. Thank you very much. I just want to thank everybody. And I felt that we should be giving the A treatment, the B treatment, the C, the D, and the F. You know what the F is? Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye. I gave you the A+ treatment. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, Governor. Thank you all very much. Appreciate it.